This video is created for educational, analytical, and documentary purposes only. For decades, the United States has dominated the world's oceans with its unmatched naval power. Aircraft carriers, destroyers, and advanced submarines have given the U.S. Navy a strategic advantage, allowing it to project power anywhere, anytime. But now a new challenger is emerging: China. With a rapidly growing fleet, more warships, and a strategy aimed at controlling key maritime regions, China's naval ambitions are becoming impossible to ignore. The People's Liberation Army Navy has expanded at an unprecedented rate, launching more warships than any other nation in recent years. Some experts warn that China's Navy could soon surpass the U.S. in numbers, raising serious concerns about the balance of power at sea. So should the U.S. be worried? Is the American fleet still strong enough to deter China's expansion? And what does this mean for the future of global security? In this video, we'll take a closer look at the strength of the U.S. Navy, its strategic assets, and whether it can maintain its dominance in an increasingly contested Indo-Pacific region. The Indo-Pacific is now one of the world's geopolitical hotspots, international observers warn. With the increasing intensity of military activity and harsh rhetoric from both sides, the risk of misunderstandings or military incidents that could trigger open conflict is higher. Meanwhile, countries in the region, such as Japan, the Philippines, and Vietnam, are in a difficult position, trying to maintain a balance between economic cooperation with China and a security alliance with the U.S. Yet with rivalries on the rise, the stability of the Indo-Pacific region is under increasingly real threat. This new chapter shows that the road to peace and cooperation remains challenging, with both major powers seemingly leaning more towards competition than conciliation. Washington, D.C. Tensions in the South China Sea have escalated as the United States issued a formal warning to China regarding actions it deemed dangerous in the region. Admiral Samuel Paparo, commander of the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command, recently held a video conference with Wu Yanan, the head of China's Southern Theater Command, to address the rising military activities in the disputed waters. Admiral Paparo emphasized the risk posed by China's actions, which he described as provocative. Aggressive maneuvers by warships and large-scale military drills in the South China Sea increase the risk of unintended incidents, said Paparo. He also stressed the importance of maintaining open communication channels to avoid strategic miscalculations. Military drills and escalating tensions. China has recently intensified its military exercises in the South China Sea, involving warships and fighter jets. Additionally, actions such as constructing artificial islands and installing military infrastructure on disputed territories have drawn international scrutiny. In December 2024, tensions flared when a Chinese Navy vessel approached a Philippine patrol ship, sparking a diplomatic row between the two nations. This incident also drew attention from the United States, which reaffirmed its support for regional allies through mutual defense agreements. International response. The U.S. warning reflects growing concerns among countries in the Indo-Pacific region about China's activities, which are viewed as destabilizing. Japan, the Philippines, and Vietnam have repeatedly expressed apprehensions over China's unilateral claims to almost the entire South China Sea. In response to China's actions, the United States has increased its military presence in the region. In November 2024, the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan, along with its escort fleet, conducted joint military drills with Japan and Australia in waters near the South China Sea. China's position and response. China has firmly rejected the U.S. allegations, maintaining that its actions in the South China Sea are lawful and within its sovereign rights. In a statement, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs declared, "The South China Sea islands and adjacent waters have been Chinese territory since ancient times. Our actions are defensive and aimed at safeguarding territorial integrity and regional stability." Beijing also criticized the U.S. for what it sees as hypocritical behavior, accusing Washington of militarizing the region under the guise of ensuring freedom of navigation. The United States frequently sends warships and aircraft to the South China Sea, creating unnecessary tensions and posing a serious threat to peace and stability, the ministry added. China further emphasized its commitment to resolving disputes through dialogue and diplomacy, urging the U.S. to respect its territorial claims and avoid interfering in matters it deems internal. Challenges to regional stability. The ongoing tensions have made the South China Sea a critical flashpoint in global geopolitics. While diplomacy remains the key to preventing further escalation, the sharp differences in positions between Beijing and Washington complicate efforts for meaningful dialogue. The United States, along with its allies, has reiterated its commitment to ensuring freedom of navigation and maintaining stability in the Indo-Pacific region. However, with increasing military activities and starkly contrasting narratives, achieving long-term peace remains an uphill battle. The rise of China's Navy is undeniable. With more warships, modernized fleets, and an ambitious maritime strategy, Beijing is positioning itself as a major force at sea. But despite these rapid developments, the United States still holds a significant advantage in terms of technology, global alliances, and combat experience. The question remains, will the U.S. maintain its naval dominance, or will China's expansion eventually shift the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific? One thing is certain, the world is watching closely as these two superpowers navigate an increasingly tense maritime rivalry. So what do you think? Should the U.S. be worried about China's naval growth, or is American naval power still unmatched? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on military and global security.